All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching his word in true sincerity. This is your brother Shamar coming back with another quick lesson. I just want to, hit these points real quick before I was finna, call the wrap for today. But everybody didn't heard uh, the situation that happened with the dude, Charlie Kirk. And I'm pretty sure like other brothers may have mentioned here and there that this isn't just a coincidence, so to speak, that he happened to get attacked, all suddenly out of nowhere. And and then at the same time with him being attacked, they're unable to find the person who did it as well. The dude being on the loose, whoever did so-called, unalive him. All right. And then, what's crazy about that is that, like, any other situation that happened, like out here in the Bay Area, it happens all the time when people, like, loot from the stores, like, steal stuff and everything from these designer stores and try to run off and all that. They find them quick with drones, camera footage, this and that. But then when a guy actually commits, an assassination on someone, now he just disappeared. Nobody knows who did it. They arrested two different people who they thought was the person, and neither one of them was the one that did it. So this isn't just a coincidence with this whole situation happening, and it could lead to more deeper things happening just from this one event. And first scripture I want to grab real fast before I start getting into the other clips and stuff is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, and we know that he uses these different situations that happen to further his agenda. Now, we may not know specifically what he's trying to do, yet everything that happens isn't just a random event or a random act of violence. It's all intentional. It's a purpose behind it. And they don't let any situation that do happen go to waste. They capitalize on it and try to use it for whatever their agenda may be that they're pushing. Okay. Now, with this article, it goes into it. It says the assassination sparks fears of civil war as conservatives blame deep state Mossad. And then it got the different points from the article. It's not that long, so I'm gonna just read it. So it says the shocking assassination of the conservative commentator Kirk at Utah University event has sent shockwaves across America, igniting fears of escalating political violence and even civil war. Eyewitnesses describe a professional precision hit, raising suspicions of intelligence agency involvement, with many pointing fingers at the CIA, Mossad, or both. It says that he was speaking to a crowd when a single rifle shot reportedly fired from 200 yards ricocheted off his body armor and struck his neck, severing his corduroy artery. He bled out within moments. The eerie parallels to the attempted assassination of Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania, another suspected deep state operation, have only deepened suspicions. And then it says, quotations to each different section, but a professional hit with distraction tactics. Sources report that two decoys, a man screaming, "Shoot me," and another carrying an air rifle, were used to distract law enforcement while the real shooter escaped. Cash Pill confirmed neither was the assassin, fueling theories of coordinated false flag. And like I mentioned, the two different dudes that did get grabbed up, neither one of them was the people, because there was different videos going around of people they grabbed, like, oh, this is the person that did it, or this is the person that was the accuser of doing the crime, and neither one of them was. Meanwhile, the real person, whoever did it, escapes. So everyone assumed it was random people when the real person, is long gone, nowhere to be found. And then it's video footage of the person actually being on the roof prior to the shot taking place. So a lot of things just it ain't making sense. You know, uh, it says who benefits the false flag playbook. The timing of the eve of September 11 has raised alarms. Many speculate that Netanyahu could exploit the event to justify further aggression in Gaza or push censorship laws targeting critics of Israel. Kirk had recently begun questioning Israel's role in funding wokeism, border invasions, and even Epstein's Mossad ties, a dangerous shift for a figure once aligned with pro-Israel donors. The coming storm, civil unrest, and martial law. Uh, Conservatives are already radicalized, with many declaring they're done tolerating the left. Some fear his assassination could trigger retaliatory violence, while others warn it's a Hegelian dialectic, engineered chaos to justify martial law, financial reset, or mass arrest. Trump's calls for troops in cities like Chicago and LA may now gain traction. And I have seen videos as well of people who, like, of course, Edomites that are mad, like really upset about what happened to the dude. So you could see that type of energy out there as well, as far as people ready to retaliate, do something about it. These go hard, pro-American Edomites, they're ready to up arms and do something about it. All right. So this it's just a lot of tension from both sides. The people like them, the pro, you know, MAGA, uh, pro-American, all that, and then you got the people that's with all the bugged out shit, the left, alphabet people. They was rejoicing about it. So you already got, tension within that as well. The people who was rejoicing about what happened to them, as well as the people who are mad about what did happen. All right, so the division in America is at an all-time high. All right, the scriptures tell you, a kingdom that's divided, it can't stand. You know, but I ain't gonna read all of it. I'm gonna just jump down to the last little section. But you see, the passy narrative, who would they blame, and then it's mentioned how they might crack down on free speech under the guise of combating anti, what, if it's a loan, or blaming the alphabet people. But what now? It says prepare for chaos, expect power grid attacks, food shortages, and urban violence. Reject false narratives. The passy is a distraction, follow the money. And then it says stay vigilant. This could be the spark that ignites Civil War 2.0. As Mike Adams warned, the shot that killed Charlie Kirk is the shot heard around the country. The countdown to America's unraveling has begun. So this is just the start of something much bigger that could be happening, man. All right. Now this is yeah, this is Mark 3:24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And it says in the NLT, Mark 3:24, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's exactly what you're seeing getting ready to happen, man. All right. Like it's mentioned in the article, this could be the start of, Civil War 2.0, because it's already been so much, tension since this dude done got into office. And now you just been having things happening every week, every month. And this is just the most recent act that's happened, amongst all the other things, mass shootings happening. And I believe a mass shooting happened the same day as well, at a school. But This is showing you that the division is at an all-time high in America. And like it says, a kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. And that's pretty much the state that America is in now. And that's what the article is going into, that the elites are like pretty much going to capitalize on this whole energy, people being divided, angry, upset, whether they're mad at the person that did it, mad at the people who was happy about what happened, mad at the government, whatever the case may be, but they're ready to do something about it and retaliate. All right, that the division in America is at an all-time high, and this kingdom is falling apart, man. And like it says, prepare for more chaos. You know, power grid attacks, food shortages, urban violence. A lot of things are getting ready to happen, man. All right, it's only going to continue to get worse from this point on. But I want to play this last little clip and then get to this other precept.
Dying, it looks like everybody stopped. It's one of those moments I will remember for the rest of my life. But I want to say a couple things about this. I was watching a clip that was shown on TMZ where the host is talking and then they realize Charlie Kirk is dead. The announcement is made and there's celebration in the back. And you go through Twitter and you look at some of the people, the comments that are making it. They're happy, they're this, they're that. Here's what I've learned. That's not most of America, Jesse. That's 10% of America. 80, 90% of America is not happy this event took place. We're more unified on issues that we have than we're against each other. I think this is one of those very weird moments where it makes me sit there and think about what happened. Was it just the guy that was upset because of what happened the last 48 hours? You know, the whole Van Jones, the Irina, Ukrainian girl that got murdered. Is that the reason why somebody went and took him out? Was it controlled? If it is controlled, who is it? Is it opposition? Is it funded by a few names that we know, you and I know about? If an event like this happens to somebody on the opposing side the next 48 hours, the next week, think about the equivalent of Charlie Kirk on the other side. If an event like this happens on the opposing side, you have to know a country on the outside wants to see a civil war in America. That concerns me a lot. I hope we don't get there. One of the things, if the administration is watching this, if the White House is watching this, here's a request I'm making of the president, of Kash Patel, of Bongino. These are all good people. A respectful request from you. Can we find out what happened to crooks who tried to kill the president? We know nothing yet. So how do we close that chapter and move on? And then now we're getting a tweet from Kash saying we have the subject. Then you release the subject, so you don't know who the subject is. And there's video circulating of a guy up top. It's very hard to move on to the next case to study. While an open case is already open, we need to study what happened with Crooks so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of suspicious stuff in Butler. It's suspicious in West Palm. This is obviously extremely suspicious. Yeah. We know nothing about any of these guys, and that is really scary.
We need to get a little bit deeper in this and realize if we don't accelerate the speed, the temperature in America can go 0 to 100 overnight. Nobody wants us to go 0 to 100. We're right now at 70, 75. To get to 75 to 100 is like this, one event. One event like this, we go to 100. That's the last thing anybody wants here. And we can prevent this event, but I would like us to get a little bit more deeper, hold the people accountable. What happened? China did what they did with COVID. We still don't know. There is no tribunal,
Yeah, but you get the gist of it, man. Like the dude said, things could go from 0 to 100 really quick. So things could pop off in a snap of a finger. That's how much tension and division is within America, where civil war is literally at the doorsteps, amongst many other things happening. Like you said, it just takes one more event, and that event could be anything: food shortages, grid shutdowns, another attack, like you said, on the other side. Who knows what's going to be the next thing? But nonetheless, more things are going to get ready to come, man. All right, and it isn't anything good coming here. All right, because we're at the end of this place, man. Hey, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." And these are times that we're living in, and this is what the article as well as the other video was going into. All right, where you're seeing things slowly head into that direction where people are ready to stand up and fight against one another within America. People that's supposed to be on the so-called same side, part of the same country, but they're all ready to fight against one another. All right. And go as well as going up against the government. Like I had brought out in Mark, a kingdom divided by civil war cannot stand. And civil war is literally on the cusp of breaking out. It's not a coincidence they made that movie. All right. Why did they make that? Why did all these other events happen to where they don't, like he said, they still ain't closed the book on it. They don't know who did the Trump thing. The dude who did this most recent situation, they don't know who it is. But it's video footage of him hopping down off the roof and all type of other stuff. But they can't find him. We living in wild times, man. Esau is making moves. Things is happening. All right. The destruction of America is at hand. All right. We are at the climax of things get really popping off. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's pretty much the times that we're coming into, man. That sedition among men. All right. That invading one another. That civil unrest, civil war. All right. All these things is getting ready to happen. You're seeing it take place. You're just seeing the different incidents leading up to that. The last final thing that just gets everything popping off, so to speak, man. All right. Because like the video says, well, as the article, man, this could be the thing that that just gets everything else rolling. Because, Esau, he don't let any situation go to waste. And this is a situation where, I'm pretty sure they're going to take advantage of it, keep on running that narrative, as well as the chick on the subway, the BART train or subway train that got stabbed by the Jake. It's video footage about that being fake. It's devil's like, he's making moves, man. All right. So, and things is happening. Prophecies popping off. Civil war happening at any moment. All right. That could lead into martial law. All right. Another more false flags attack guaranteed are happening. They're coming away. All right. They're on the way. We don't know what they're going to be necessarily, but guaranteed more things like this are going to be happening. And it's just going to lead into more and more hell for you people, man. All right. Ultimately leading up to the destruction of Babylon. All right. With this crazy times that we live in, man, that's why you got to pay attention and be in the spirit. All right. Stay on your watch, stay on your guard, because things are happening day in and day out. All right. And things could heat up at the snap of a finger and overnight, literally. And so I'm going to wrap up because I just, like I said, want to touch on that article and that clip real quick. Because, everybody had a feeling that this wasn't just a coincidence. All right. And it's a lot more to it than what's being told, obviously, like always with everything else. And so with that, I'm going to wrap up and give all praise and glory again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom, Tada Akim out there preaching his word in true sincerity. Shalom.